Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Last time around we had Beyond the Inferno, where basically they were going through trying to not have Roy succumb to his vengeance and anger. And yeah, they were able to do it. Roy realized what he was doing was going too far. And then Envy realized, she was basically humiliated and left all alone and ended up killing herself. So yeah. And then we also had the Armstrongs still fighting Sloth, and Alex was able to relocate his shoulder and really started laying the beat down on Sloth. Meanwhile, Hohenheim has managed to reach Father, and so yeah, that's gonna get pretty crazy, I think. So yeah. But that was pretty much it. Good episode all around, and I'm curious to see where we're going with this one. So, like always, the reaction is down in the description and the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's just jump into this episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Here we go.
やっと見つけた新しい朝は月日が邪魔をする
Okay, he's back. So what are we down to? Are there only 3 homunculi left? Let's see. We gotta count them out. Sloth, dead. Lust, dead. Gluttony, consumed. Envy, dead. Pride, still alive. Wrath, still alive. Greed. Yeah, we're down to 3 now. Pride, wrath, and greed are still out there. Well, we know where Wrath is. Pride's probably on his way. Greed is out there somewhere. But yeah, that leaves 3 left. 3 left. Okay. Oh boy. This is a problem that, they did all of this, banking on the Fuhrer, but now that he's back, deposing him might be a bit of a problem. Unless they can twist this so that afterwards it's like, well, he died in the fighting, It could do something like that after all of this. I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But yeah, interesting stuff in this one. So, first off, we had Riza and Scar, which was cool. I tried to say good and cool at the same time. It came out as like could. It was like, oh, geez. It was cool. It was good. It was interesting. I like that. But yeah, so that whole thing of, and yeah, it's probably a strange thing. It's like, oh, Enish Valen, who, might have done something good for someone like me, the sniper of the Ishvalan War, but she did thank him. It's like, it's because of Scar and Ed that they were able to save Mustang, And that's gotta be hard. Because Mustang, the hero of the Ishvalan War, but they did save him, and I like that, and I like Scar being like, your gratitude is unnecessary, but it was good. We got the Briggs boys taking over all of operations, which was good. They've defeated the Central forces, and I love that was so great. Well, first off, I love the Central boys pitching in helping to fight Sloth. That was good. Those boys out there with the Armstrongs, they definitely became true soldiers in that fight, So that was good. So yeah, I like that. And then I love any time they just make a fist. Like, they could probably just make just a pillar, just like a sideways pillar, or just a column, just a hit of wall. But I love everybody always does a fist. It's hilarious, And then on top of that, it was a fist that then opened up, like, opened a door, and then they walked out of it. Like, that was the funniest thing, you know? And now, we got Izumi and Olivier together. Our two strong women. Just, it's like, man, if you throw in Riza, I don't know if my heart can take it, man. I don't know if my heart can take it. Oh, my God. But it's really funny, actually, when you really stop and think about it. It's like, oh, yeah, so we got Izumi and Sid, and then we got the two Armstrongs, and it's like, yet they're really similar now that you really stop and think about it. It's like, I love that Alex and Sid, you know, they bond being, you know, muscle bros together, you know? So that was really cool. I really did like that. And then just seeing, you know, Olivier and Izumi together, I mean, God, the fanfic writers must be going insane. It's just crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy, but yeah, but that was great. I love that. And yeah, they killed Sloth, you know? Which, that's definitely a, you know, that's like a Jotaro coming in at the end of the Kira fight, you know? It's, you know, it's not that they, like, took the win or anything. It's that the Armstrongs definitely were the ones who did the most damage to Sloth, you know? Like, they did the most damage to him. They just, you know, a little assistance at the end, you know? So that was great. I absolutely love that. Just them coming in, kicking. I love, too, because they make this whole big point of, you know, Alex and Sid, you know, going together and doing their manly punches together. But I love that all started with, you know, Sloth going at Izumi, and she just flipped him over just with one fell swoop. I love it. Why do you think the Elrics are so good? Is because they were trained by her, you know? And that was great, just seeing the Armstrongs shocked at how powerful the Curtises are, you know? It's just so great. Absolutely great. I do also like, though, that moment where Izumi's like, well, I'm pegged to be a sacrifice, so I'm going to help you guys out, and then I'm getting the hell out of here, you know? But yeah, pretty much all of them are there. Al's now in Central, so that's all 5 of the sacrifices. Ed, Al, Izumi, Hohenheim, and Roy. Now, the interesting thing about that is, if it's supposed to be 5 sacrifices who have all done... You know, the thing that keeps a lot of them in common is human transmutation, presumably. Oh, I mean, Hohenheim did go through that. Maybe not of his own, you know, volition, but he did go through that at Xerxes with the homunculus, with Father. So, having that connect the 4 of them, you know, that makes sense. You do have a slight problem. You do have a slight problem that Roy Mustang has not gone through this. I'm almost wondering, like, are they banking on his power of alchemy alone, you know? I mean, the other thing that separates him from the others is he's the only person to have ever killed a homunculus, you know? And granted, I would say you could count Envy, even though Envy did, you know, finish himself off. But Roy would have. Roy beat Envy. You know, let's just say that. Roy beat Envy. And then it's the combined efforts of the Armstrongs and the Curtises that killed Sloth, you know? So, it's the combined efforts of them in order to kill Sloth, whereas Roy, just through his own sheer power, defeated 2 homunculi. So maybe they're banking on that Roy is just that powerful that he sort of fills in the gap to the human transmutation alchemists, you know? And, you know, for a second I was like, oh man, what if, you know, Izumi, like, she hasn't been doing that whole bleeding thing. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot that Hohenheim, like, fixed her, you know? Like, helped her out. It's like, he said it wasn't a perfect fix, but at least it stopped her from having those problems, you know? So that was at least something. I love that. And I love immediately when the Armstrongs realize that the Elrics are here, then they both get back up. It's like, well, we're not going to let these fucking kids, you know, take all the glory or take all the, you know, do all of this, you know, on their own. If the kids are out fighting, then we're going to keep going, you know? And sure enough, They get up because they got to teach the next generation, which, honestly, again, just on the fact of the English dub, the fact that Alex and Olivier are played by 2 previous users of One for All from My Hero Academia, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That would be like if the 2 of them were able to do something, even though that doesn't work because one of them is dead and the other is All Might. And if you know, I guess, you know. The other can't really be the old All Might he was, but these two can still. She's not dead, and he's still got his muscles, so there's at least that. So yeah, that was great. And then we had a bit of a fight between Hohenheim and Father. I love Hohenheim being in dad mode. I love that here too, where he's just like, hey, you almost killed me there. And it's like, look, I love, again, too, just, you know, in this whole thing, he just creates this door and he opens, like, you gotta be careful, you know, I'm not really good at fighting, you know, it's like, I love when Hohenheim is in dad mode, you know, because honestly, it's not something we really see, you know, and for a guy who's probably, you know, he's probably close to 1,000 years old, and he's only been a father for, 15 years at the most, you know, however old Ed is, and even then, he was only there for a good 5 years or so. So, I don't know, but I like that. I do like that. And then Father tries to take his Philosopher's Stone, but nope. He had something. We didn't get fully what it was, but he had something that Father has since cast aside, along with the 7 deadly sins, you know? But we're not sure what that is. And then, though they do get, they've defeated the Central Forces, and we got, what was the mid-card about? It was one of the radio guys, was the mid-card with the Armstrongs. I don't know why he got all of 2 lines, and I swear they never even showed his full face, like he was, like, because he didn't matter. I don't know, but yeah, but guess who's back? Guess who's back? Fuhrer Bradley is back. And he's ready to take control of the situation, so that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. But yeah, so we got some interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff, and I'm excited to see where we are going, because we are now in the final 10. We got 9 more episodes of this show, and I'm very curious to see where we are going. But yeah, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.